Welcome in everybody. We're gonna have kind of, I think, just a wide ranging conversation. Talk about building mailing lists. We're gonna talk about direct to fan engagement. I don't know. We're just gonna talk about it all. I
Yeah.
thought a good place for us to start would be that article that you sent me about Sturgill Simpson. I just thought it was really interesting.
Oh yeah, the Rolling Stone article. Yeah, yeah.
Really interesting indication about where the industry is going. So Sturgill Simpson put out, correct me if I'm wrong in any of this, but put out an album
Hmm.
recently that is not available for streaming anywhere. It's only available on vinyl, CD, and tape.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I love that. Like, I think Faith No More did that years ago too. Around 2015 or something when they put out their latest album. I think the first single from that was released on a 7-inch vinyl only.
Wow.
And being a 90s kid, I got my ass to a record store and bought that thing and played that thing. Like, because there was no other way. Of course, it ended up on YouTube like 2 hours later. But I was like, no, I have it. And I think that's key. I think that little bit of it of not tension. What am I looking for? Friction. There's friction to listen to it. If you're that big of a fan, like no way, I'm going to go out of my way to get it that way. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
love that.
friction is becoming really interesting again. People like to struggle a little bit to get something because the payoff feels more significant.
Yeah, yeah. There's more effort that goes into it. It's like all the talk that I've had and people I've been talking to about like blogs and stuff like that is like they're out there on the wide open world wide web and they're not easy to find. And when you do find one, I found one today. Someone linked to it in a newsletter, and I found this a couple pieces. They were from 2024. Like that's forever ago, but it was like, oh my goodness, this is so relevant to today, and I just love that so much. And that idea of like I didn't find out about it the day it came out. It was 2 years ago that those came out, and, like, I don't know, I appreciate the not everything has to be fresh up to the second, for you to enjoy it.
Yeah. The one thing that I wanted to talk to you about for sure during this was I was having a conversation recently with someone, and I was saying that there's a big movement now of people leaving streaming platforms, which obviously and have
Yeah.
talked about a lot. But the kind of the resounding um, take on it from artists that are leaving the platform is that they're doing kind of like a sacrificial thing, like they're hurting themselves by leaving the platform. Whereas you and I think, would argue that, like, there actually is an economic incentive to do the other route, to
Mm.
build the mailing list, to funnel everything to your mailing list where you
Yeah.
own the data. And I think the thing that I've somehow found myself as like a crusader in this area, just like you, is like
Yeah.
trying to tell people, like, you're not leaving the streaming platforms because it's a martyrdom thing. You're doing it because it's actually an economically sound thing to do. And if people can understand that,
Mm.
um, then I think you're going to see a lot of changes in the artist landscape pretty quickly.
Yeah, I just saw someone on Substack Notes, that was like, "Oh my goodness, thank maybe you shared this or something, that's how it ended up on my feed," but it was like an artist that was like, "Oh my god, I'm here crying, I just sold 4 albums on Bandcamp."
Yes, I think it's Natalie, one of
Oh, okay, cool, cool, cool. Like, yeah, like, give people the option to buy your stuff, like, stop and there's another artist, Laura, Laura, pen friend. I'm blanking on her last name right now for some reason, of course, because this is live, but, their music is on Spotify, but they don't promote that. Every email that goes out on their website, there's no links to Spotify. It's over here, like, so when you get the email, that's the only thing to click is to find my stuff on Bandcamp or on my own site. And yeah, financial incentive for sure. Like people are going to click the links that you put in front of them. Might as well put them to the things that you can make some money on or to join an email list.
So, do you mind doing me a little favor for anyone who maybe is jumping on this conversation who hasn't read your stuff or
Hmm.
my stuff or kind of knows the crux of the conversation? Can you just do a quick explainer as to why building a mailing list is more important sometimes than building the sort of vanity metrics of like streaming count and Instagram followers?
Yeah, I mean, all those, streaming and YouTube, this, that, and the other is great to like, "Oh, I built an audience," but it's nothing if you can't reach an audience. So, we all look I've talked to plenty of artists like, "Oh, I have 50,000 whatever on Spotify, this," but you don't know who any of them are. So, to a degree, they're kind of worthless. Like, who are they? So yeah, to get people onto your email list, to get them to come to your website, like that's key. And like even if it's only 12 people, because I know in this world of vanity metrics, we see that flashy 50,000 monthly listens. That must mean I have 50,000 fans, and it's just like no, no. Like
Right.
you got to get five first. You got to get you got to get 10 people in front. Like I always liken it to any part of the musical journey is like break a string in front of 12 people on a Tuesday night first.
Mhm.
Like learn how to deal with that. Learn how to deal with 10 people on your email list. Send the wrong link, put in the wrong what make the mistakes for like super rocket ship growth is not like we all need to learn to take our time with this stuff. And slowness does not mean you're bad at it or you suck. It's just like it takes a minute for people to like sign up and get used to that stuff. To trust you enough to be like, "Yes, I like this person enough. I'm going to sign up."
Yeah, because there's a depth of connection that happens that doesn't happen when you have viral success or
Mm,
whatever, and that depth of connection is the thing that actually, if you wanna make money from it eventually, depth of connection is the only way to actually ever monetize an audience at some point.
mhm,
So, I had an interesting example that I wanted to bring to you today was, well, I had someone we have a mentorship program at Mad Records where we mentor artists and build the business around their music and all that, and that program is $3,000, right?
yeah.
So it's a high ticket program. Um, Someone joined recently. Uh, we have some students that are in that crew here watching live, I think now, but someone joined that recently. Guess how many emails they opened before they eventually joined the program?
Oh, several. 10, a dozen, right? Something?
50.
Fi Yeah,
I counted
yeah.
them.
Wow, yeah, heck yeah.
I counted it this morning. So they opened up 50 emails before they eventually joined our program, right? And so
Yep,
this is exactly, like for people that I talk to about having your top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel, like building that trust and awareness is so important and it takes time, especially if you're gonna sell anything.
takes
Like
so much time.
50 emails, but that's where they get to know who are you, like what do you stand for, what are your values, like, and by the time those people show up to a sales call or a get to know you call, they're like, yeah, I know who you are, I know what you stand for, I know what your values are, I like what you do, I
Big
want
time.
to do this. It's crazy.
Yeah, the 50 emails, the 12, the whatever. Yeah, like that's why and I saw this years ago like on social media, any artist and there's people that talk about this all the time. You can't just talk about your thing one time and forget it.
Yeah.
You can't just put up that post on a Tuesday and be like, "Well, that's all I no one's interested." Like, no, it's constantly hammering home like it's why musicians tour. It's why you put out new music, like to keep getting in front of people. Like every one of those is like, just another chance for people to find out more about you. And to your point too of like to getting to know you. I mean, that's why I do this video stuff so much
Right.
because it's a trust builder. It's anyone can write a newsletter, especially now in the days of AI. You know, sure, you could put music up on SoundCloud along with 8,000 million other people that do it, but like so much of it comes like I don't know. The song is the intro point, but then like who's behind the song? Who's doing that? Is this someone I can jive with? Is this someone I trust? Is this someone I can get behind? So, I mean, I don't know about you, but like every new song I might hear, like, oh my goodness, I really like this. Uh, wait up. Let me just do a Google search.
Yeah.
You don't want to Google search the artist name controversy, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, they were, they're like we want to know, and like, or I think some of us like to get really into artists and follow this stuff with music, is you want to know who some of the people are behind it.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta go right to the Epstein file document and just start searching the
Just
artist
put
name.
their name in there. Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because this is something I thought about a lot. And so, like, branding, a lot of artists, so most artists, they like to have a brand, they like to have an image, right? And
Hmm.
a lot of artists sort of back in the day too, you look at people like David Bowie or some of the great rock and roll bands, like they were brands, they weren't
Mhm.
bands. And one of
Yeah.
our students, David Baldwin, writes really well about this stuff. You should check out his stuff. But they were brands, right? But I think as as time has gone on, we've kind of realized that all of the people behind a lot of the world's biggest brands were like really awful people. Like, people don't want brands anymore. They wanna know, like, the source person. Like,
Yeah.
if I hid behind some sort of brand all the time,
Mhm.
I don't think people would trust me. I have to be myself nowadays. Like, you can't brand yourself really as.
With a high ticket item like you just talked about, you
Right.
better believe yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's a big I see that a lot of times with, just people's, like, booking pages, like, "Oh, book an hour with me, book" who are you? There's
Yeah.
no videos on their page. There's
Right.
some of them 'em don't even have photos, like, who the heck are you? Why am I booking even a free hour or 15 minutes with someone? I don't wanna get on a Zoom call with someone that might be a weirdo.
Right. I I've leaned into that now too. It's like all of the people who do marketing, music promotion, all that stuff. They're like, I was Taylor Swift's babysitter's publicists, like, and they like are throwing their credits at you, throwing their credits after you. And it's like, I don't really care about that. I kind of want to know who you are as like a person and what your values are. And then I want to know that you can do your job and do it well. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
the hiding behind the names and the credits stuff, I feel like turns people off nowadays.
Especially in this music biz world, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people that can throw names out there. I worked with this and I was this and that, and, I mean, this is every industry, but not for nothing, like, there's a lot of jerks out there.
Yeah.
Like, "Oh, this manager, this person, this person." People talk, man. People know who's jerks. People know who's, like, shouty and mean and stuff like that. Like, I want nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So that's why I do stuff like this of like, "Oh, here's another music guru." Nah, I'm just a big goofball with, like, a yellow microphone. Like, if you wanna talk about this stuff, let's go. But, like,
Yeah.
um, trust is huge, and putting that out there and being seen.
And that takes a long time. It takes a long time.
I started my music industry world, whatever stuff in 2001 as a music blogger, like, to where I was out there talking to labels and publicists and stuff like that. It's 26 years now or 25 years. A long ass time, and I'm still figuring it out. And like, I don't know. I think anyone that's like, well, I figured it out. I know how to do it. Like, yeah, get out of here. There's always something
Yeah.
new to learn. Like this thing has moved way too quick to think I have it all figured out. Like with this AI stuff and everything like that. Like you think you got it figured out? Every week, every other day, something crazy comes out. That's just like, well, this just upended everything. So,
Yeah. That's one thing that my finance background kinda told me is, like, don't get
mm.
comfortable with anything because every industry dies very quickly.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and I talked about this recently on the last live that I did was, like, I think the recorded music industry, like, people don't realize the recorded music industry is only 130 years old. It's like,
Mm.
it didn't exist. The music industry for all of time had nothing to do with recorded music, only except for the last 130 years. People don't really, it's hard for us to conceptualize that, right?
Sure.
So the idea that recorded music might go to zero and be worthless freaks people out because they think like, well, that's the whole industry. And it's like, no, for most
Mm.
of time it wasn't.
Yeah.
Just for the last little tiny sliver of history has
Mhm.
recorded music been sort of a bedrock of monetization for artists. But I don't think that's gonna be the case moving forward. You're gonna have to sell something else. The music is gonna
Mm.
become the marketing for something else. Do you feel like that's the case, or do you think that there's gonna be sort of a market? I know there will be some market, but do you think there will be a sizable market for still paying for recorded music?
I think, and I've seen just the people that are still buying the actual physical product as kind of the souvenir items to go along with it. They'll
Right.
maybe stream it still. I don't know the percentage of whatever, but I think there's still people finding and discovering that, especially among the younger generation of like that want to support and want to have something physical to hold in their hands while they're streaming it from whatever service just gave them 2 free months, you know?
But it's like a collectible at that point,
It
right?
yeah, it's absolutely collectible, yeah, and I mean, yeah, that's only one piece, like, if you sell a piece of vinyl or a cassette once a year, yeah, it's gonna be hard, but, like, it's all encompassing. And I think it's everything, like, with whatever we're doing, like, to sell just one thing or have that one thing be your thing, it's really hard because not everybody again, I've been doing this for years and, like, I don't own any records. I should be the guy that has
Yeah, right.
so many records, but, I work for a record label that sells a lot of records, but I don't. There's just different things. I still buy digital music, um, but, you know, and then a T-shirt or something here and there, but, like, yeah, I think there's just a lot to it, like, the revenue stream idea of, like, have a bunch of different ways to bring in some cash because not everyone can come see you on tour. Not everyone wants to buy a $30 record or, not everybody needs a black T-shirt, another black T-shirt. So, it's okay to experiment and have fun with that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I think people are gonna have to get creative about what they're selling on the back end, which could be intimidating. A lot of people are gonna be angry about that, but I think it's an
Well,
exciting time to be a creative person.
the idea though to go on social media and be like, "Hey, would anyone buy a CD if I made them?" Please stop that. Just like don't take a poll. Don't like I mean, yeah, no one's got money to waste on stuff, but like put some take the risk. Press 10 CDs or whatever, make cassettes or whatever, the small runs and stuff. Um I think leading like this is the thing I want to do. I'm gonna make it.
Yeah.
You want to buy one? That's cool. Like if not, like I've done plenty of like physical item stuff. Even years ago, 2011, I did a heavy metal trivia on Twitter for years. It was called Skull Toaster, and I made posters. I was like, I had this like pretty rabid audience that was really into it, and like, so I was like, I'm gonna hire an artist, and we're gonna make posters, and it's gonna be the coolest. And I sold like three.
Yeah.
Oops. I even made cassettes. I did a podcast called The Metal Minute with someone where we just did like fake metal news stuff. And we made a podcast out of it, literally just a minute long. And then I took like all like 50 episodes or whatever, put them on a cassette and
Yeah.
sold like five of them. But it was just like, whatever. I wanted to do it to like, see, all these years later, I get to still talk about that. And like, yeah, was it a rabid success? And I made, no, but like just keep trying stuff, get creative and how it feels. I did it because it felt good. It was fun to make. Do more of that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I even when I was starting the Substack, you might have seen it, but, like, we developed a whole music competition show that was Battle of the Bands that we would go to local venues, and we would
Yeah.
film, and we would mix and master it all, and we'd have it all we'd have 3 cameras set up, and we filmed all of it, and I did, like, 3 episodes of this, and I was like, this isn't gonna work. Like, this isn't sustainable. Like, I can't do this. I'm losing money on this.
Mhm.
Like, no
Yeah.
one's really even, and had I continued on or whatever, but at that point in the business where I was at, my wife was like, 8 months pregnant or whatever. I'm like, what am I? This isn't gonna work at all.
There's
Um,
yeah, yeah.
but it's like it is interesting because to the person, you remember your failures very deeply and you
Mhm.
feel like, "Oh my, it's so embarrassing." But to I guarantee you no one for the most part ever looks at that and goes like, "Well, that Battle of the Bands thing really collapsed, huh? Like,
No
you
way.
loser."
Nuh-uh.
It's just you keep moving on and you keep figuring out what works.
We are the center of no one's universe.
Yeah, that is
No,
comforting.
we are. We're our own center. We think everybody sees our failures and this and that, and like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness, I can't believe he talked about that thing that he has coming up again. No one saw it the first 8 times,
Dude,
so
oh my yes.
keep going with it.
Yep. There was a music tech company that I was talking to recently,
Mm.
that they have a big email list and they haven't really been utilizing it. And
Oh
I'm
boy.
like, I was like,
Yo.
you are sitting on a gold mine. Like, if I was like, I'll just let me do this. Don't pay me anything. I'll just do this for you. Like, this will be great.
Yeah.
And I was like, you don't understand. If you sent out an email about the most base feature, 90% of people are going to be like, huh, I didn't know they did that. Like,
Yeah.
most people don't know anything about you, and
Nope.
if you just tell them a little bit even if you tell them 10 times, they're still not gonna know.
Mm.
That's why, like, there's a drinking game with my audience, which every time I mention that I worked on Wall Street, that you gotta take a drink, right? But it's because most people don't know until the first time I tell them, right?
Yeah.
It's my job to to tell my story over and over again and let
Totally.
that audience know, you know?
Totally, yeah, who's this ding dong talking? Like, whatever, I
Yeah.
started a music blog in 2001, no one knows that. Like, it's not even it doesn't exist, it's gone from the Wayback Machine,
Right.
but that got me a job to go start a metal blog at AOL Music. "What? You did that? What was AOL Music?" Like, that was a thing. Yeah, that was a thing, and, like, just a couple years ago, I was getting to send emails for Death Row Records, like, "Wait, what?" Like, yeah, like, there's so much that all of us do that so few even the people that we think know that we do it, they don't.
So, what do you think the next couple like, okay, so everybody talks about the AI stuff as, like, this event horizon, it's doomsday or whatever, and it's like,
Mhm,
I get it, I get the fear behind it, whatever, but I also think it's like, okay, you gotta kind of move the conversation along, start to talk about, like, what it's actually gonna look like.
mm.
What do you think in 5 years, like, are all of the artists gonna start moving to Substack and having data collection and direct fan funnels and email lists? Like, is that the future? Like, what do you think it's gonna look like?
Wow, I mean, the way the AI stuff is moving, I don't know what's gonna happen next week.
Yeah, it's
Like, the way like, I mean, you've probably seen some of the latest, like, videos that people are making with AI
like
stuff, like
movies.
yeah, like, 6 weeks ago, it was like, "Oh, this looks like crap, that's stupid," and now it's like, "Well,
Yeah.
wait, this oh my" it's I don't even it's not terrifying, but it's what it is, and so but yeah, where in 5 years? I to be honest, like, I still don't think that people are gonna be on the Substack, "I gotta build an email list" wagon. I don't.
Okay.
I've done this for too long and seen too many things come and go. There's some tech ding dong companies gonna come along and be like, get on Splazerdoo and build your profile, and all these people are gonna get it's what it is. It's all the money and the glitz and the glam and oh, that's where everybody is. But I think there's a good solid handful of like artists that are calming down and like seeing the forest from the trees and be like, no, instead of spending all my time doing that and setting up a new platform, I'm gonna go book a show in front of like hardly anybody on a Thursday night,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do that. And I think those people gonna play halftime at the Super Bowl? Probably not, but like they're gonna have a career.
Yeah.
They're gonna have a fan base in for 20, 30 years if they play it right.
They're like the middle class. Well, it's like, do you want a career or do you wanna gamble?
Yeah, right. Like what? If you want two mansions and this and that, like yeah, it's a whole nother game. I don't know that game. I can't pretend to know that game. But from my vantage point is like, I mean, I just know a handful of too many musicians that are like, yeah, I built an email list over the last 10 years. I have a Patreon. I get up every day and get to make music and talk to my fans. That's my job.
Mhm.
Didn't happen overnight, but it was just like I made the decision a decade ago or whatever to make sure I could talk to my fan base. Don't forget though, the biggest part too is make great music. That like, you could have all the
Yeah,
tech
yeah.
stuff and this, that, and the world, but, if you're not making great music that people love, but, like, if it make the best music that you can make for you, find your freaks and weirdos that love what you're doing because 'cause they're out there, and, make sure you can talk to your fans, so the next time you play in town or have a new album coming out, they know about it.
Right. I've been thinking about have you heard of the dead internet theory? Do you know this?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I've seen that around, yeah.
Yeah, so to anybody watching, like, the dead internet theory, the gist of it is that as AI continues to kind of overtake all of these platforms and the increase of traffic is mostly bot driven. Eventually, you're basically the internet is just going to become bots talking to other bots. And essentially, what will happen is that like 99.9% of all interactions are going to be just bots communicating with other bots. And essentially, the internet will become a wasteland where humans don't really interact.
Mhm,
And that idea I think about a lot because every day I log in, the percentage of AI content goes up in my feed,
mhm,
and every day I'm less inclined to look at things because I'm just sort of like, "Oh, okay, this is becoming increasingly worthless." So
mhm,
what's happening is like the opportunity to build your audience I feel like is slipping away because eventually
Mm,
they're going to be you're reaching this blackout moment where you're gonna go like,
yeah,
I you I can't even get in front of people anymore because it immediately gets drowned out on these
right.
platforms.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm sort of desperately kind of like it's like Noah's Ark, like, trying to get on the boat, get on the ship, like, get on the mailing because when the lights go out, at least I have a walkie-talkie to the people that follow me, and I can
Yeah,
talk to them direct.
yeah. Yeah, the it's yeah, 'cause I've been looking into a bit, I might be doing some work on this topic of, well, how do I get my Instagram followers to subscribe to my Substack newsletter?
Yeah, I've seen that question.
And it's just like, okay, cool. If you were lucky enough to amass 5,000, 10,000, 100,000 followers on Instagram, congrats that you won that game because Instagram let you. But like, and you did great work and it found an audience. Great, awesome. But like, how many of that audience is even still there? Like, like every day someone logs into Instagram for the last time. Every day someone deletes the app from their phone. Um, so that 10,000 followers is now 9,000 or 8,000. And how many of it is bots and like so on down the line. And so, yeah, what's it worth? And then to be like, well, oh, I only have 150 people on my email list. Congrats. Like you did it. Like that's 150 people that like, I don't know. Like they're not dead. Like you log in or, of course some of them come and go, but like, to log into social media, yeah, you're like, "Oh, here's the whatever we're gonna show you today." Whereas, like, when I get an email from an artist I follow, I know it's them. I know, like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I'm happy to hear from so and so." Like, and I think if you get the opportunity to be that for someone, like, you get to you know, you get to be someone's favorite artist, possibly.
right.
So, or in that roster, like, you can follow 2,000 accounts on Instagram easy, and, like, it doesn't make your phone blow up. But if you would subscribe to 2,000 email lists, newsletters, your phone would blow up. Like, you can't keep up with that. And so, like, it's very selective, like, people that, like, want to you you're dealing with humans. You
Mhm.
can't just game the algorithm for followers, whatever the hell they mean. Like, you gotta show up and be real and legit, and, like, right now, the competition is the bar is low. Social media looks like, "What is going on?" And you're over here, like, with a cup of coffee and, like, strumming an acoustic guitar. Wow, okay, that's real. That looks
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
So, congrats, like, but if that's all you gotta do, like, back in the day, you used to have, like, a real studio and this, that. No, now you just gotta prove you're human.
Yeah. Yeah, it is it's interesting, and it's another thing that, the more conversations I have with artists, I always ask them, like, "Okay, why are you trying to build your streams on Spotify? Why are you trying to build your followers?" And almost never does anyone say, "Well, I think it's valuable." They always say, "Well, it looks good to so and so."
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
to me is like the heart of a pyramid scheme or like a bubble is when you yourself know it's not valuable, but
Mhm.
you think someone else thinks it's valuable and you
Mhm.
think that you can maybe parlay it into some sort of, quick, like, I'm gonna get booked for a venue, but then
Yeah.
you're like, how am I gonna sell tickets for that venue? And it's this race to kind of backfill the numbers to actually mean something substantial.
Mhm.
But everybody is just pointing at someone else and being like, "Well, venues like the numbers or record labels like the numbers," and they're pointing to other people and being like, "Well, my manager likes us when we bring in people that have bigger numbers, and the venue gets pissed if they have less than 10,000." So, like, it's this weird bubble that's happening,
Mhm.
and eventually, it's like the Emperor's New Clothes type thing where it's like, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this doesn't mean anything." And it does for some people. Like, I talked to somebody yesterday who's, like, crushing it through Instagram.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's not black and white. Like,
Yeah.
if it's working for you, yes, cool, do it. If you're logging into Instagram and you hate yourself, if you feel bad, if you're compare and despair, if all of a sudden you wake up and it's 6 hours later because 'cause you've been scrolling, maybe that's not a great use of time. Maybe it's not best for you to log into Instagram every day and do that. Like, that's probably not great for your career as an artist or anything. So, yeah, to each their own. I am not, it's social media escape club, but I don't check people's phones at the door and make sure they don't have the LinkedIn. app or anything like that. I don't care. Do what you if it works for you, it works for you, but I just want people to know that, like, if it don't work for you, if it feels really bad and, like, it makes you not mentally there about it, like, congrats. Let's figure out other ways to do this.
I think the challenge that I've found, I'm curious if you have felt this as well, like, when we talk about building mailing lists or re-engaging people and building connection and depth and all of it makes complete sense, and people always walk away and it's like, totally understand it.
Mhm.
The challenge then, though, becomes getting people to detach from the idea that this is gonna be an overnight thing or a viral success. Like,
Mhm.
what you and I advocate for, there isn't really even the hope of you wake up in the morning and you've tripled your mailing list. It doesn't it just like that gamification side of it doesn't really
Mhm.
exist. And so you really, really have to be A, like, confident in yourself, and B, patient with the process, and
Mhm.
that's where I've found I'll have these people and I'll be like, they're talented, they're savvy, they're interesting, and you'll show them this and you're like, "This is perfect. Like, you need to do this." And then they're like, "Nah, no," because it's just it's
Mhm.
not as exciting.
Oh, yeah. It's totally not exciting. I send these emails out to my list and, like, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it for a long time, and I have, over 6,000 people on my email list, and, like, to someone's point in the chat earlier, like, are some of my subscribers bots? Probably.
Mhm.
Like, so, yeah, it's right, yeah, the vanity metrics is by design. These companies made it so it's so easy to compare to one another.
Right.
Like, every artist, on the planet that we follow, like, yeah, but this artist has that many. Or that artist has this many Spotify plays, and that's why they're playing that venue and this like, it if it's just numbers, like, it's not just a numbers game, there's so many factors at play, and, like, that's why the slow and steady, I mean, for Laura Kidd is her name, finally remembered it, but, like, I asked her that, like, because she doesn't point anything to Spotify, and she was announcing an upcoming tour or something like that or show. I'm like, "Wait a second. How can you do that if you don't have your Spotify numbers?" She's like, "I just rented the place. I rented the venue. Like, I have an email list. I know I could sell this number of tickets in this
Oh,
city,
wow.
and I rented it, and I got an opener, and I got this, and it was like, "Oh, yeah, that's what we used to do when we rented fire halls back in the day." Like, if you can put it up and not everyone gets to do that, but, like, you could book yourself in places. Maybe not these big, huge rooms that you can't sell enough tickets for, but, like, if you can't play that venue, go play this set something up yourself.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, I know, but it's just like, don't put your everything in the hands of the gatekeepers and, like, that allow you to, like, no, get in front of people however you can do it.
Yeah, it's interesting. You'll get a kick out of this. I spoke to a booking agent out here in Nashville, and she was telling me that like venues they have these power scores that they use to kind of like judge potential artists
Mm,
that like they're gonna book or whatever.
sure.
I don't know where they get them from. I don't know what that is. Sounds a little sketchy to me, but like these venues have power scores for artists. And it's an amalgamation of a bunch of different
Sure,
statistics and stuff
yeah.
like that. Guess what is not included?
Email list.
Uh, I don't believe so, but
Oh,
even more gross. Guess what's not included in that list of metrics that they look for?
I don't know if they have a website?
Ticket sales.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean
So,
they
like,
don't count that?
the power score for the artist
Yeah.
does not include their ability to sell tickets. There's no ticket history. There's no past, uh isn't that unbelievable?
Yeah,
I actually I, like, laughed out loud, and I was like, "This
what
is
how did they
ridiculous."
explain it?
Oh, well, it's all social media metrics. It's, like, all, like,
Which
streams and followers and all that
which
stuff.
you can buy followers. You
Isn't that
can
crazy?
game all that. You can
Well, I booked, the first gig I ever got was at Arlene's Grocery in New York City. I had 50,000 monthly listeners at the time. I couldn't sell There was one guy, Marlon, just shout
Mhm.
out to Marlon because I
Sure.
know him by name. One guy that was not immediate family or friends
Okay.
that was there that was like a fan.
Okay.
And he was like, he was singing the words and whatever, like one person out of
Uh-huh.
50,000 monthly listeners. And
Yeah, yeah.
that was a moment where I was like, I think this is
Mm,
a bubble. I
mm.
think this is a scam. I think I'm scamming. Like I don't think I am what I think I
Ooh, yeah, right,
am. And
right.
that was kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta take inventory and go like, I'm way further than I think I am. Or
Well, I mean,
way
y
further away than I think I am.
a again, it's just so easy for anyone to click play or click follow.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect, but they don't buy CDs like that. I don't get 50, imagine if everyone had to buy the number of CDs of songs they listen to on Spotify every day. Shoot, I have a pallet of CDs coming in here today for everything I just listened to. Like, you couldn't do that. Like, but like nothing is, it's just digital. It's ones and zeros. And so like, yeah, I'll follow, I'll listen. And then what, you have a show? Like, who's going to a show? I got Netflix to watch. I got,
Yeah.
a million other things to do. It's so, you're competing with Netflix and the Super Bowl and whatever everything else, and like so to that point, to get one person to come out to a show, great, you did it.
Yeah.
Like, I tell people all the time that, like, with email lists of like, what they don't even know, but like, I'm like, well, what's the percentage? How many people clicked that last email or whatever? They're like, oh, it was like 1.3%. Like, great. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness,
yeah, amazing.
you did it. Like, that's fantastic. What? Yeah. Like, no, you're not going to get a 30% click rate. That just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
And then you have to talk about click rates and all that stuff. Like, so to do anything online is like super hard, and to get them out to come to a show from a social media follow, good luck. Like,
Well,
I
I think that's I think the next so I think mailing lists, if you look down the road and you're kind of like, okay, what's the smart thing to be doing right now to
yeah.
plan for the next 5 years? And then you look and think like, okay, what's the thing after that? I think actual physical mail is gonna be back.
Ooh. Oh,
And
yeah, I can
I
see that.
I've been begging, I had this conversation today. If one artist built their entire strategy around physical mail, I think they would crush it
Mhm.
because there's no one it's one of those things where everybody's like, "Mail's dead, there's nothing going on." Like, it is the perfect if I got a piece of mail, like a letter from an artist that I
Mhm.
liked or saw at an opener, I'd be like, "Wha" it's like
Yeah.
a letter from the president, like, they would be like, "Oh my gosh, this is incredible." Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so I think mailing lists are the precursor to now moving back into I think people are gonna start moving back into the physical realm. I think that'd be really interesting.
Totally. I've seen, I know, Cody Cook Parrott, they've started a physical newsletter on top of the regular newsletter that they do. Like, I think it's called Prompts, and they send that out once a month. It's a paid thing because, mailing stuff is expensive,
Yeah.
and,
Oh,
but
not to interrupt you, but it you're spending $300 a month on meta ads to Facebook or to
right.
Spotify or something like
Yes,
that.
totally, totally.
Print a piece of mail.
Yeah. Someone, that's on my calls, my weekly social media escape club calls, they mentioned how they paid a publicist like $3,000
Yeah,
and got like,
I
you
did
know,
that. I did that.
I'm sure people on this call have done that, and it's just like, where could $3,000 have gone? I mean, I know it's part of the game. I know, like, not all of us can get interviewed in this outlet and everything. We don't have the connections. That's why you pay them. I get it. I get it. I work for publicists, music publicists, but it's just like 3 grand. So yeah, to your point, like, to send out a couple postcards for leading up to an album release, what are you going to spend $400 or $500 to print and postage? Cool, whatever. At least people are going to get it. I Back in early 2000s when I started my music blog, I used to get padded mailers of CDs. And then, that's how we got music to review and stuff. But the labels would also send postcards with
Yeah.
the album art, especially like a week or two ahead of the release date. Like, I remember, I don't know if you or anyone here, I mean, it was very, the militia group. I remember from out in California, they sent, man, who do they have? Noise Ratchet and all sorts of anyway, but I remember I can picture in my head what those postcards looked like because they were
Right.
old album art stuff, and I remember putting them up in my cubicle that I was like, "This is cool." This like, yeah, physical mail. Physical. Yes,
Yeah.
something that you can hold, and as cheap as a postcard. You can make postcards cheap.
Well, and it's not as bad to spend money if you know that you're actually building an asset, and if, like,
Mm,
everyone who subscribes to your mailing list, your physical mailing list, you're collecting their email and their physical address. Like, for
mhm.
an artist, if you wanna set up a tour and you have a physical newsletter and you're now collecting addresses on where these people are, right
Oh
now you
boy.
know exactly where you could go to tour. So, like, if that's
Yeah,
$300 a month, I'll go sell plasma twice a month or something like that. If like, at least I know. Whereas if I'm running ads to Spotify or something like that, it's like, when am I getting that money back? I'll never know. I'm not
right.
building an asset.
Right, and it's not like I mean, I see someone wrote cost prohibitive. Okay, yeah, if you have 1,000 postcards you gotta send out, yeah, but how many of us have 1,000 postcards to send out, like, right now? Like, if you have a couple addresses of people that you played shows in a couple towns and stuff like that, what are you sending, 10 postcards? Like,
Well, and
fine, do it.
if you have 1,000 postcards, you should be you're probably making you can make money from that funnel at that point. Like,
Oh,
you've got
absolutely.
1,000 people that you can actually sell T-shirts and tickets to, like,
If you're only sending a postcard so they'll listen to your song on Spotify,
yeah,
have
then
fun
thanks.
throwing money away. But you could if you send out 1,000 postcards, I don't know, what 1% click rate, like, to Bandcamp and they buy it, like, you sold 100 albums times whatever, like, $10, that whatever the math, but, like, cool, like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It
I'm trying not trying to be a mathematician. And I know this is very difficult and hard, but like the easy answer of just do Spotify is I don't think that's the answer either. So
well, there is an element of, like 100% cost prohibitive. It's expensive. Artists don't have a lot of money. But then there
nope.
is also the other side of the coin, which is like, okay, you gotta figure it out a little bit and you gotta be entrepreneurial about this, where
Yes,
it's like, if you have 1,000 people, then like you said, and you could get 1% click rate and you can sell them a $10 album, you're making $1,000 on that, which is okay, maybe you lost 200 or
sure.
something like that, but you're building this database that you can leverage for the rest of your career, and
Hmm.
most businesses don't make money for a couple years anyway, so you're building this asset. Like, I do get it, but you gotta kinda kick into entrepreneur mode
Yeah,
and make it happen.
absolutely. Yeah, and Colby brings up a great point here: is you don't have to send postcards to everyone. No, if 3 people at a place on a Wednesday night give you their mailing address, great, you have to send 3 postcards. Like, yeah, like, you're not gonna get bulk, "Let me send a postcard to everyone in Woonsocket, Rhode Island, so they come to my show."
Oh,
No, of
yeah.
course, don't do bulk mail. Send to the people who are like, "Yes, send me stuff."
Oh,
Like,
yeah, okay. That's a
they
good distinction.
like, yeah, don't do that. Like, yeah, I mean, that's what email is. Email is like, "Yeah, I wanna hear from you, so send them an email."
Yeah. Well, and I think yeah, oh, interesting. The Cure announced their new album in 2023 by sending a postcard to. Yeah,
Yep.
I would've freaked out if I got that. I love The Cure.
Yeah, sure, sure.
But then
Yep.
again, that's the thing, like this person here said, it's scalable if you have the cost of conversion down for sure, but and that's the thing, you have to understand that it's not I'm not just sending postcards out in the hopes that someone's gonna kick my door down, throw a bag of money at me one day and go like, "You did it.
Right.
You collected 2,000 people." You have to understand how those 2,000 people you build trust and awareness, and then you
Yes.
eventually sell tickets and merch, and I do get that it is complicated, but so is, like, color grading my TikToks and shaking my ass out in the living room and expecting like that, like, it's all complicated, it's
And right
hard.
I love saying this too to a lot of artists in this situation. You've already done the hard part. You're a
Yeah.
musician, you're an artist. Are you kidding? Like, that's like black magic. How do you play a guitar? How do you play drums and sing? Like, it's what? We're just talking about basic stupid sales stuff that has been written about for 100 years by everyone. There's 1,000 YouTube videos on this. There's ding dongs like us talking about it.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to learn some of the basics of this stuff.
Well, it's funny, you might find this interesting. So for the first time since we started Mad Records, we started running some paid ads.
Mm,
And instead of running paid ads to our paid products, we're running paid ads to the Substack
Okay.
because if I can get them on the mailing list, then I can obviously sell them down the road.
You could tell them about the thing over and over and
Yeah,
over again.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if I ran a direct ad to convert into a paid program, it'd be so expensive it wouldn't be worth it because
Right.
you're basically trying to choke slam people into your product,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
So we're running paid ads to the Substack. Remains to be seen how that's going to perform long term in terms of like actually getting ROI on that. But right now we're getting like less than $1 per subscriber,
Okay.
which we just started them a couple days ago. So I'm looking at this and I'm going like, you're telling me I spend $1,000, I'll add 1,000 people to my mailing list, right? If our Substack does a good job, which up until this point has done a good job of warming people up and converting,
Mhm.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, this is incredible, right? Because like I pay my mortgage, I pay my employees, I reinvest in the business with 7,000 emails on our mailing list.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
That's it. Like
Wait,
7,000.
not 10,000,000?
No, yeah,
Not
exactly.
50,000? Right, yeah.
7,000. So I would pay $1,000 to add 1,000 people to my
Mhm.
mailing list because that's going to sustain me for the rest of my life, you know?
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see how those ads work out. But my original point was that the ad that we're running is saying, I teach business skills in a way that's fun and easy to understand for artists,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
And I think that the reason why artists have been so allergic to business in the past is just because they've had really bad, condescending teachers.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Business people love to make things sound harder on purpose to make it sound like
Mhm.
what they're doing is more complicated. But
Yeah.
I do think that artists really like business and they're interested in it, and it's a creative space. You can do so much creative stuff in it if you just learn to enjoy it, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. There you've said this on, I think, the call we did almost a year ago, was like, "Don't let the creativity stop at the end of the song.
Yeah.
Use the creativity to talk about the thing, how you market it." Like, there's so many, like, goofy, silly ways, like, geez, I mean, remember, I don't even know what they're doing now, but Cards Against Humanity years ago paid, to dig a hole. They had a backhoe pulled up, and they were just digging a hole in the middle of a field and live streamed it. Why? What? No, they sell card game. What are they doing that for? And they just did it, and the people donated money, or I don't know what they did, but it was just like, what are they do? Like, I don't know, be creative, do fun stuff, do goofy, silly stuff. Like,
Yeah.
people that get it, get it. The photographer Noah Kalina, what did he do? The snowstorm we had 2 weeks ago. He set up a camera of his backyard and live streamed the snow coming down. Every 30 minutes, he would go out there and stick a yardstick down and just say, it snowed this much more. It's really coming down, this and that. He did that for like 7 hours. Wait, why? He's a photographer. He didn't. He just do fun shit, and, like, the people that, like, appreciate, like, a company that digs a hole or live streams snow coming down, like, those are your people.
Well, it's the same. Like, I'll talk to artists about it. It's like if I went into a songwriting session and
Mhm,
I was like, "Well, I heard we can only do a 4 chord song. Like, that's what we are supposed to do."
mhm,
Everybody would be like, "What?" Like, "No, you're supposed to, like, break the rules, do things differently." Like,
mhm.
well, maybe a 4 chord song works, but, like, let's experiment, let's try new things. Like, every artist's first inclination is to not be boxed in. But
Oh,
the
yeah.
moment that you start talking about business,
Mhm,
everybody gets real stiff and they go like, "Well, I heard you're supposed to be on Instagram
mhm,
or you're
mhm,
supposed to," like, it's the same thing. You gotta experiment and there's some fundamental
mhm.
principles or something like that, but the
Sure,
creativity can be just as fun in the business space as it is in the music.
totally, and you know what? If you're not gonna do it, if you're not gonna learn, there's a million other artists that are. And they're the ones that are gonna get the press and get this, and why are they on that, and this I don't know, because they just did that and they figured it out. Is it fair? Nope, but that's the way like, shit ain't fair.
Well, if you wanna start a well, yeah, I mean, and if you wanna start a pizza business, like, you have to make the pizza and then you have to build the business. Like, if
You
you wanna turn it into a career, then you have to
you
run a
gotta figure
business,
that
right?
out. Yeah, yeah, you can't yeah, it's the classic, "Oh, I love baking." Well, maybe don't start a bakery, because that shit's hard, right?
Yeah.
Like, the restaurant thing, "Oh, I love cooking, this and that." What do you love running a restaurant? Probably not. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
so
it is a
yeah.
different thing. Um Yeah, it's such a fascinating time. I sometimes I feel like I'm like, "Oh, man, okay, I think this is resonating. I think people are working on it." And we have so many people in our collective and
Yeah, that's
in that
great.
you're working on that
Mhm.
are doing such great work, but it does feel like the the gravitational pull is still pushing people towards, like, just social media and the classic route, and
Yeah.
it's mind-boggling.
I mean, yeah, I mean, the it's human nature. Like, why did everybody dress up in suits and stuff like that, 40 whatever, because everyone else was dressing up in suits.
Yeah.
Now we're all casual. Why? Because we're all casual, whatever. It doesn't like so yeah, it's easy to just like kind of go with the flow and um do that's the biggest thing. Like when a lot of the times when I talk to some artists about this, they're like, well tell me an artist that's not on social media. And it's
Mhm.
like, I don't know. Like it's so much of like, well tell me 10 other people that are doing it this exact way and maybe I'll think about it. It's just like whatever, man. Like if you don't so much of this stuff is like patience and trust and like kind of sticking to like how you want to do it and like if you got to be convinced to do something like I don't know. I'm not here to convince anybody. But like
Well,
if people want to listen, like cool, but yeah,
I
I'm not twisting anyone's arm.
I think also too, and maybe we can kinda close with this topic is, like,
Mm,
I think you would agree with this, but correct me if I'm wrong, but neither one of us, I don't think, is an advocate for, like, under no circumstances should you be on Spotify, under no
nope,
circumstances should you
whatever.
be on Instagram.
Mhm.
My opinion is if you can just, before you send them to those places,
Yeah.
collect the information, so that
Yeah.
way, once you send them there, you
Mhm.
can get them back,
Yep.
then send them wherever you want, send them to Instagram. You have a better chance of building a bigger Instagram following if you can actually, every time you post a reel, send it out to your mailing list and
Mm,
direct people to Instagram. Like, if you wanna go
sure.
viral, you can send out your new reels to your mailing list, right? So,
Mhm.
I'm not an advocate of, like, you have to be off social media, but just intermediating that with something where you collect the information is the key point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. My big thing is like, don't make it the. I- it's not the only way to reach an audience. Like, there's other ways to do it, and I think I come at too from the angle of like people that are just like exhausted from it. And I said this before, like, I mean, because for some people they just can't handle it. They can, and I saw someone earlier in the chat like, well, I can go on there and be fine. Cool, great, good for you. There's people out there that can have just one drink, but there's also people that can't. Like, and I hate to trivialize it, but it's not like I mean, there are studies about this of the effects of emotional and mental health and stuff of like the effects of social media. Like some people can't just do it like and log in. So like I don't know. For me, yeah, it's just a degree of like options and doing the way an artist wants to do it. Like back to your point of like going against the rules and stuff like that. What's more against the rules of like I'm not even on Instagram.
Yeah. Well, I love what you said about, like, the the artist was like, how did you book that venue without any Spotify streams?" And they're like, "Well, I just rented the place out."
Mhm.
It's like, that to me that's, like, punk,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know?
I'll say too, CR York said this, they also is what teams are for. Absolutely, like, I mean, I would my music blog, which became the foundation of my career, would not have been if it weren't for, like, the handful of people that came out of the woodwork to help me with it.
Oh,
One of them was this dude, Sean Cannon, that worked at a newspaper. He helped me with this, he helped me with that, and then, like, it took off because of his help, and, like so when you do stuff, like, yeah, try to have you don't have to have a paid team, whatever, like, find people that are on that same level that wanna do stuff. Like, there's so many people out there that are good at, like, online marketing, but they don't have a band, they're just good at it. So, like, to lend your skills and stuff like that, like, hell, I do that to this day. I know artists and creative people that I sometimes pitch in for like, "Yo, I'll help you put your email list together. Let's go." So,
yeah.
team stuff is huge. The idea of like having to do all this alone, no, talk to you, talk to me, just talk to some other people because like trying to do this alone is like such an uphill battle.
Yeah, yeah, and, that's the thing, I think, and I appreciate everything that you're doing to kinda make it accessible to people
Yeah.
and explain in a way that doesn't feel intimidating or whatever. Is it complicated? It's difficult sometimes, but it's not as hard as people think it is, and I think you just need more people. But like you said, reach out to us, like, we're happy
Yeah,
happy to help.
Right, yeah, if it's not my thing, my group, or if it's not your whatever, I just wanna point anyone in the right direction to do stuff. I'll say this too, is that, finding the right people is huge. Like, it's not gonna be easy on social media. It's hard. It's hard to find the right people, and so I'll tell the story though of, like, the guy that was in my first band. I got to be in a band with him in high school. He got off social media, and every Tuesday or something like that, he emails people like producers and engineers and stuff, people he finds in the credits of like YouTube videos or Bandcamp or this and that. And every Tuesday, that's what he does.
Mm,
And that dude has won a Grammy. Like,
mm.
if anyone gets to sit on their butt and like, oh, hope everything comes to them, it's him. But he doesn't. Every Tuesday, he's out there like just telling people and connecting with people to, who knows, someday become into his orbit and be part of his team or whatever, collaborate. Like, doing when you start to get other people involved, like that's when shit can really multiply, I think.
Yeah. No, and it's been the same for us too. Like we would not exist if it were not for the help of a lot of people that bought into the vision.
Mhm.
And it's up to you to set the vision
Yeah, oh
and
yeah.
be confident and like you can't be like, "Oh man, the cards are really stacked against me." It's like, no, you have to tell people why it's going to work and what's happening and how you're going to get there. And even if
Yeah.
it's 3 years out, it's up to you to set the vision and inspire people to get on board.
Yeah, I mean, my weekly calls that I have with Social Media Escape Club, like, they're like, the people on that, like, a lot of the times we don't even talk about Instagram. We don't talk about Mark Zuckerberg, whatever. We don't talk about it. We talk about zines and, like, in real life events and making flyers. That's what we talk about. There have been people that have come in to the membership and been like, "Yo, this is not what I signed up for. I wanna know how to convert everybody over." That's not what we do. And I stuck with that because it's like, I don't that's not what we talk about. Because the people came together and was like, "No, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about all this other stuff." And, like, yeah, to make a place for that. And as an artist, you get to do that too. You put out this music and like, this is the welcoming, safe, whatever place I want people to enjoy. Like, you get to do that. So you don't have to play covers if you don't want to. You don't have to play a certain genre because you don't want to. You don't have to play bars if you don't want to. Like, you're the artist. You call the shots.
Well, I think both of us could talk about it for
Did we Let's move on to our yeah, this is a Joe Rogan experience here. We
yeah.
could definitely go imagine we could, like, if this was on Twitch, we could, like, pull up a
Oh, yeah.
website of, like, what people are saying
Oh,
and
yeah.
this and that. We could totally do that, but
Go into the email managers. And that's the next thing that
oh,
Substack has to do is share screen. They have to let you share the screen at some
oh,
point.
on these, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah.
then we're gonna get
We
really
could
into
really show some stuff. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, like, here's how you segment. Here's what the welcome email should look like and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
that's next.
Yep, maybe. We'll see.
Um, well,
Cool.
anything you got cooking that you wanna talk to people about, or what's new with you?
I mean, the fun thing that I'm doing, I think in a week or so is I'm doing a little, kind of workshop focused escape pod about, ditching Gmail.
Ooh,
So,
oh,
yeah, I'm
interesting.
moving a little beyond the, social media world, but, like, yeah, I've had a lot of conversations with people in my community of, like, how do I get all my photos off of iCloud, to
Right,
save myself $20 a month? How do
right.
I don't like what Gmail's doing with all the AI stuff in there and stuff. So, yeah, once a month, I try to have, like, real informative, like, kinda gatherings like that. So,
Oh,
if you go to
nice.
my account, my Substack, you'll see the information on that that's coming up.
Cool, sweet,
Yeah.
and, yeah, a little sneak peek too to everybody watching. In March, uh we're gonna launch our paid subscriber tier on Mad Records for only
Mhm.
$10 a month, and they can get access to our community and all that stuff. So
Cool.
a lot of really exciting stuff we're gonna be doing on Substack. But uh
Cool.
yeah, we'll do more of these, I'm sure. But it's always great to talk to you, man.
Absolutely, yeah, let's not wait another year to do it.
Yeah,
Summertime or something like that. Summer tour season or whatever like
yeah,
that. We could really get into it. So, yeah,
perfect.
man.
All right, thanks
Absolutely.
everybody for coming out. Thanks,
Yep,
Seth, and we'll see
absolutely.
y'all soon.
Alright, take care, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. See ya.